Me. There's one of them. Okay, somebody remind me, what was one of the ones, sorry, excuse me, what was the thing that we talked about yesterday? We've been focusing on our four main things that are back there. Donald, what was the one we talked about yesterday?
Median.
Median. And what's my word for median? If you're coming in, you need a calculator today, so make sure you have everything you need. Donald, what's my one word that means median?
The middle.
Middle. Very good. Joey, what was the word that we covered before median?
Range.
Range. And what does range mean?
It means minus.
What?
Minus the big number minus.
Very good. The biggest number minus the small number. Vanessa, what was the first one we talked about? We just said, Donald said median, Joey said range. What was the first one that we talked about? It's on the chart if you need to. The very first one we wrote down. I think Deja wrote it down, didn't you? Mode. Very good. And what does mode mean? If you said one word that told me mode, what would it be? The number that shows up the most. Very good. Today shouldn't be anything new for you, but today might be the hardest one because it actually involves some math. So, Tyler, can you give me a definition in your own words of what mean is? We've done mode, range, and median. Can you tell me what mean is? Because I know you guys have all talked about it in math class. No? Pass? Okay. Deja?
Mean means that you have to add all of them together.
Good. Add them and divide them because I'm spreading them all out evenly. Okay? So the mean is evenly spreading out. The word they're going to use in your book is distributing. Distributing is just a big fancy word for spreading out. If I were to distribute candy to you guys, I'd give it all to Vanessa, right?
No.
You'd be like, yeah, I would, wouldn't I? What would I do? If I was going to distribute candy, I would...
Give it all to me and Donald.
What would I do? If I'm going to distribute it, Donald? Giving it out to everybody evenly, right? You're going to get the same number of pieces as Jeremy, and Jeremy's going to get the same number as Deja, because that's fair, right? So the mean is evenly spreading out data among all the points. And how do I do that, Deja? You gave me the two things. First you add
them all together.
Good. First I add, and then divide by
2.
Not 2. That we did a little bit of that. I divide by however many numbers are in my data set, right?
Yeah.
So if I have 6 numbers in my data set, what am I going to divide by?
6.
And if I have 12 numbers?
12.
And if I have 53 numbers?
53.
Good. So what we're going to do on your marker boards, I'm going to give you a data set. And what's the first thing we do with the data set, Joey?
Put it in order.
Put it in order. Very good. So here's your data set. First thing we do is put it in order. So I'll give you like 30 seconds to put it in order. Make sure you count and you have the same number. Good, Donna. There you go. Lisa, what number is that? Okay. See, it kind of looks like a squiggly 8. So you're all right, as long as you know. Don't make those yet. Hold on, not yet. It's okay. All right, we got them in order? Joey, give me the numbers in order.
2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9.
7, 8, 9. Good. Now, can I find the mean pretty easily?
Yes.
I hope so. We're going to do that together, right? How do I do it? What's my first step? If I come back here, my first step is to add them all together. So with your calculators, that you should all have on your desk because I told you to grab them, we're going to add all these numbers together. So, Jeremy, we're going to add them all together. So use your calculator if you need to. If you don't need to, you don't have to. But what's my sum? First person to figure it out, raise your hand, let me know. Bless you. Tyler, you got it? 32. 32. Someone, we gotta double check. We gotta make sure we're on the right page though. Did you add them all together?
Yeah,
What'd you
I got
get?
32.
You got
No,
33. What'd you get?
33.
33?
I got 33.
33? Okay, so we'll double check. That's okay. That's why we look. 2 plus 3 is 5, right? 5 plus 4 is 9. 9 plus 9 is 18. Plus 7. 8 and 7 is 15. 25. Plus 8 is 33. It's okay. That's what we double check with the calculators, okay? So my sum for all of these is 33. Now, good. Then I divide. So, Vanessa, how many numbers are there in my data set? 6. So what am I going to divide by? 6. Perfect. So 33 divided by 6 in your calculators, 30. You got it? No, it's not. 33 divided by 6 is not 0. 5.5. Remember, you got to type in 33, then divided by 6.
That's what I did the first time.
Well, it's never 0. So my mean, if I were to spread all these numbers out evenly, my mean, each one would get 5.5. So my mean is 5.5. So we add, and then we divide. Pretty simple, right? Now, I'm going to give you some practice of your own, and all I want when you are done is when you can tell me the mean. Okay? So, Donald, how do I find the mean? I add them all up.
And divide by
How many are in there? How do I figure out the mean, Jeremy?
You put it in order, and then
Okay.
you take all the numbers, add them up, then all the numbers you add up, count them all, then put the number divided by how many numbers.
Perfect.
To add.
So, data set. I'm going to give it to you in order to take that step out of the way, okay? Just to make things easier for you. So, give them to you in order. I want you to tell me what the mean is. If you get done with that early, then you can find the range, the mode. There's no mode because there's only one of each number. Decided to do it without last time, and that's fine. Just try to use this to double check, okay? Now, tell me the range and the median, okay? This is the range, and that's good, but we're working on the mean. No, we're working on the mean. Okay, so tell me the mean. Now tell me the mean. Sorry, you already found the mean. The range and the median. Okay. Range is biggest to smallest. Median is the middle, right? Who needs another minute to keep going? Yes, sir. Got your planner? Fill out your planner and I'll let you go. All right, so far it looks like everybody's got it. So what's my first step? To find the mean, I have to add them all together. And when I add them all together, what number do I get? 32. Vanessa, is that what you got? When you added them all together? Joey, is that what you got?
Yeah.
32. Tyler? Now, what do I divide by?
5.
Why 5?
Because if you count these, they're all 5. Then you divide it by the number.
There's 5 numbers in my data set. Good. So I'm going to divide by 5, and taking your calculator, 32 divided by 5 gets me what?
6.4.
6.4. So my mean is 6.4. Now, what's the range. Going back to yesterday, or sorry, 2 days ago. Donald?
7.
And how did you get that?
I subtracted the smallest number from the...
Good. And my smallest number was 3, and my biggest number is 10. So 10 minus 3 equals 7. Very good. Come back as quick as you can, okay?
Okay.
Now, the median. What's the median number? Median means
In the middle.
what? One word. Good. Middle. So how do I find the middle number? I take my data set. I already gave it to you in order, so what do?
You have to cross the ones from each side.
Good. So I'll start at the biggest and the smallest and cross them out. Then move
4.
in, then the 4 and the 9.
And you have
And I've only got one number left, so that is my median number. Now, is there a mode?
No, because there's only one of them.
Good. What does mode mean? It means the number that shows up the most. So for your mode, if all of them only show up one time, you can either put none. Don't put 0, because 0 is a number, right? You can either put none, or you could put all of them, because technically all of them show up the most. The most any number shows up is one time. So I'll take either none or all. Okay? So how many of you are feeling pretty confident about mean, median, mode, and range? How many of you are feeling kind of confident? Okay, and how many of you want some more practice? If you're not feeling confident, I would assume you want some more practice. Okay, so I'm going to give you a data set. Okay? I want you to find, to the best of your ability, mean, median, mode, and range. Because that's what we've been talking about all week. We're going to try to get it all together. Okay? So if you get stuck, you can look back here. I'm going to add the value or the definitions for median and mean. Next week, we're going to make one of those for each one of you so that you can take it to class with you. Like we did the cheat sheet for the rectangles and squares and circles and triangles. So I'm going to give you a data set. I want you to find median, mean, mode, and range. So if you can find 2 of them, find those 2 first. If you can do 3 of them, do those 3 first. If you really know how to do one, pick that one first, okay? So there's your data set. I want you to find the median, the mean, the mode, and the range. So you guys know what steps you need to do first. Make sure you get that taken care of. Let's see. How about blue and green? So there's your data set. So what's the first thing we do? Every time. First thing is... Nope. Before we even do those 4 things, with my data set, the very first thing... Can I really work with those numbers as they are right now?
Could.
But what would make them easier? Yeah, there you go. There's your first step. Once you do that, a couple of those get really easy. If you need help, the definitions are on that chart in the back. We'll make it to, I'll move it up to the front so you guys don't have to turn around and look at it. If I hang it right here. Now you can take a look at it. Everybody can see it. So if you need some help, use the chart in front of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Are you missing a number? There's 1, 2, and 1, 4, right? sixes? How many sevens? 1 7. How many eights do you have? Alright, so you can put another 8. Just stick it in there somewhere. Okay, that's a start. Come on, you can do this. You did this one. This is no difference from this one. Remember, when we write the biggest number comes first in a subtraction problem, right? So it would be 9 minus 2. Okay, keep it up. Look at you go. How many numbers are there? 9. Very good. Remember, when we write subtraction problems, the bigger number comes first, okay? So 9 minus 2 equals. So what would you write down?
6 point.
You just write down one of the 4s, or 2. It's up to you, okay? Okay, look. How many numbers did I cross off to this side? 1, 2, 3, right? And how many did I cross off here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that even? I did 3 over here and 4 over here. What would I need to do? Oh, that's 5 and 3. So it wouldn't be this one. It would be
Oh, that one. I thought it was like
right?
the thing. I meant to read
Put your 7 back there though. So look. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So which number's in the middle?
7.
Makes things easier, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You get them down in order? If it helps, write them down like they are then you have it on your board. When you do this, what's this M stand for? Okay, so write M-E-D, right? So I know which one it is, because it could be median, it could be mode. Okay? About another 2 minutes. I want to see what you guys can get done. Your hand hurts? Was that a lot of writing? But it was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay, so when I add these all together, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. When you add them all together, is that what you got?
Yeah.
So what would you do? You would divide by
Divide by.
how many numbers are there?
7.
No, count them.
8.
Look, 1,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
okay.
5, 7, 7.
You're doing it. You go. So the 2s, the 4s, the 6s are gone. What's the next number? Just write down one of them. Got them all? Mean,
Oh yeah,
median,
mode.
mode. You're doing great. Keep focused. Did you get them all, Jeremy?
Yeah.
You got mean, median, mode, and range? You got to tell which one's which. You can't just write them and circle them, so
So that's
which one?
mode.
Mode means,
Put them in order.
nope. Mode means, what's it say right here? The most common. What's my one word for mode? Mode is the number that shows up the most. Okay, to make sure we got enough time to get through it, what's the first step that I have to do when I get a new set of data? Put it in order. So my smallest number starts with 2, 4, 6, 7, 3 8s, right? And 9. And so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 numbers. So I know I've got the same amount. Now that they're in order, which one of these is really easy? Is mode really easy? Mode. What's one word I could use for mode? Mode equals most, right? So which number shows up the most? 8, right here. You can look at it and see. So my mode is 8. That's pretty easy. What else is pretty easy?
Range.
Range. Joey, sorry. How do I find the range?
number minus the letter number.
Good. And which is my biggest number up here?
It's 8. The range is 8.
What's my biggest number?
9.
Okay, so my biggest number is 9, and my smallest number, Vanessa, is 2. So if I take the biggest number minus the smallest number, I saw a lot of you writing 2 minus 9. When we subtract, which number comes first?
9.
The bigger number, right? No, it's not. Because if you type this in your calculator, if I have $2, can I take $9 away from you? No. No. But if I have $9, can you take $2? So it's not still right. 2 minus 9 equals 7, right? So my range is 7. What about mean or median? How do I figure those out? Tyler, which one do you want to do? Mean or median? Nope, can't. Which one do you want to do? Mean or median? Okay, what is the median? We did it 3 or 4 times together. Good. So what is it? What are you finding right there?
The median's 7.
Okay, what is it though? The median is the number that is in the middle. And how do we find it? How did you find it?
I erased the other numbers.
What other numbers? Where did you start?
I started at the 2 and then.
Good. You start with the biggest and the smallest, and you get rid of them. You don't subtract them. You just get rid of them, right? What comes after the 9 and the 2? An 8 and a 4, and then an 8 and a 6, and then an 8 and a 6. So the only number I have left is 7. So my median, which is my middle number, is 7. Now the mean, which is the one we did today. How do I find the mean, Deja?
You add
and then I divide. So if I'm going to add all these together, what am I going to get for my sum?
56.
56. Is that what you got, Vanessa? When you added them together? Donald, did you get 56?
No, I got
58. 58, okay. So let's get our calculator out. 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 6 plus 7 plus 8 plus 8 plus 8 plus 9. 58. It's important to double check, okay? Especially when you're adding lots of numbers.
58.
So I got 58 for a sum. Now what am I going to do? Divide it by
9.
Why 9? Because there's 9 numbers. Good. 58 divided by 9 is 6.4.
All I did was just put a 6 instead of a
Okay?
4.
If you guys remember this in class, you will be in really good shape moving forward. So, when all of you go to math class, because none of you have had it yet, stay focused.